Hello, friends, and welcome back to another day of math. It is me, Mr. Boland, ready to rock and roll with you today. We have been talking all about time. We've been talking all about clocks, and today we are going to continue that conversation, but with a new twist. So before we get started, let's quickly review. This here is a clock, and how many numbers are on a clock? You are right. There are 12 numbers, as you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 numbers on a clock. Now, there are some pieces missing on our clock. Do you remember what one thing we're missing is? You are so right. We are missing our long minute hand. So here is our long minute hand. And remember, our minute hand is the longer hand, and it tells us what the minute is. And then our other one is a short hour hand. I made my hour hand blue, our minute hand red, and our short hour hand tells us what the hour is. So if we're looking at this clock that I drew just now, what time is it? You are right. It says it is 3 o'clock because our hour hand is pointing at the 3 and our minute hand is pointing at the 12. So we know that it's 3 o'clock. And I can write that by putting a 3, my dot dot, and my 2 zeros. 3 o'clock. Great work. Friends, we have been practicing how to write our time with our numbers, but today I want to talk to you about what our clock would look like if it's blank and we had to draw the hands in ourselves. So let's practice our first time. I'm going to put dot, dot, 0, 0, and let's say the time is 7 o'clock. I wrote 7 o'clock right here. Now I need to go to my clock and draw the hands themselves. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the first number. I see that it is a 7. Now the first number always tells us where our hour hand is pointing. So our hour hand, is that a long hand or a short hand? You're right, it's the short hand. So I'm going to draw my short hand. And which number am I drawing it to point at? 7, you are right. So I'm going to draw a short hour hand. That's about as big as it needs to be. I have that pointed at the 7. So my first step is done. Now the second thing that I need to do is I need to draw where my minute hand goes. Now my minute hand is my long hand. So I'm going to look at my next set of numbers and I see a 0 and a 0. Now I don't have any zeros on my clock, so I need to know that whenever I see a 0 and a 0, it really means o'clock. And if it means o'clock, it means my minute hand needs to be pointed at the 12. Because we know when the minute hand is pointed at the 12, that it means it's something o'clock. In this case, it's 7 o'clock because my hour hand is pointed at the 7 and that the minute hand is pointing at the 12 for o'clock. Great work. We are going to try that again, this time with a new time. Instead of 7 o'clock, this time I'm going to make it 4 o'clock. I'm going to put my 4 here. 4 o'clock. Now, I want you to tell me, what is our first step? You are right. I need to look at my first number. I see that it is 4. So I am going to go ahead and draw my big hand or my small hand at the 4. Our small hand, our hour hand, we always start with our small hour hand. So I have that pointed at the 4. Check. Now I need to put in my long minute hand. So let's look. I have 4 o'clock. So I see 0 and a 0. Where do I draw that minute hand? If I have something o'clock with the 2 zeros, I have to draw it towards the 12. You are so right. So I'm going to draw my nice long hand towards the 12. Do my hands now match the time over here? Is it 4 o'clock on both? Yes, it is. Great work. Let's practice one more. Let me erase my hands and my number. Oh, for this one, I want to do 12 o'clock. Can you believe it? 12 o'clock. So the first step, remember, we always want to start with our small hour hand. And I'm going to figure that out. Oh, I'm looking. Ooh, 12 o'clock. So I need to have my small hand pointed at the 12. Perfect. Now I need to do my long minute hand. Where am I going to put that? Let's see. 12 o'clock. Oh, o'clock with the 2 zeros. Is that also pointed at the 12? Yeah, it is. So sometimes your small hand and your long minute hand are going to be pointed at the same thing, just like that. When they overlap, we know that it is 12 o'clock. Friends, great work practicing writing your clock hands on your clock face. We're going to be practicing that a little bit more later on, but we are done with that now. So it is time for us to take a look at our math workbook page. You know what? I just did something I did not mean to do. Oh, typical Mr. Boland. Just putting things where they don't need to go. All right, I have erased all of our stuff. I'm going to move this clock out of the way. And here is our math workbook page today. Now, friends, on your math workbook page, you have a bunch of different clocks on your page, but you need to write what the time is using your numbers. So let's do the first one together. Let me get my pen all set to go. Let's look here at number 1. Where is that hour hand pointing? Right, it's pointing at the 2. So I'm going to write 2. And I have the dot already. And my minute hand's pointing at the 12. So I know that it is 2 o'clock. So go ahead and put your 0, 0. Let's do one more together here. I'm looking for my short hour hand. I see that it's pointing at the 4. So I'm going to write my 4. And it's pointing at 12. So I know it's 4 o'clock. Friends, I want you to keep going on this math workbook page. Keep writing all of the times that you see on the clock with your numbers. Once you're all done, I want you to take a picture on Seesaw and send it in to me so I can see all of your amazing work. Friends, you are such rock stars. I love you with my whole entire heart. I cannot wait to see you all again. Oh, I just miss you all so much. Keep it up. You're doing amazing. I'm proud of you. Mrs. Houselouden's proud of you. Miss Dritz is proud of you. Miss Allen's proud of you. Mrs. Ronigan is proud of you. We are also proud of you. So keep up the amazing work, and we will see you all really soon. Thank you so much for doing math with me. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.